Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Right. Hey, I'm in love and I don't know how to tell her. My friend is getting married, and since her engagement, I've been feeling crazy about the entire thing. I've always low-key liked her, but never acted on it, and now I don't know what to do. I don't want to ruin her relationship, but I would regret it forever if I didn't say something before they get married. Many thanks.
That's rough.
This is why I hate films, right? Like all that movie bollocks about people standing up in the...
You go running into the chapel.
Yeah, and declaring their love and stuff like that. That ain't real life.
No.
I mean, very rare occasion, yes, okay, that would happen. But if you turn around to someone on there and they're getting married and you're like, I love you, they're like, and? What do we do about that?
Yeah, and like a little bit of tough love here, I think, is what is going to be needed. And I think, to be honest, if she reciprocated, she wouldn't be marrying someone else at this point. I think that you can go and ruin your friendship by declaring love, possibly ruin any kind of relationship you could have had with the partner of her, because like in the future, if you find someone that you actually want to be with, you could end up doing like a couple things together, which that would never happen if you declare love for her, because he's going to be like, every time she tries to see you in the future, he'll be like, nah, like he's trying it on. Do you know what I mean?
I think, to me, do you think this could be like, because he said he always low-key liked her, and then someone's come along and asked her to marry and she said yes, and now he's feeling like he's lost his chance, and it's more the fact that someone's taken that chance away from him, and like,
yeah,
I mean, it's like a sort of like an infatuation thing, right? It's like, I liked her, now someone else has got her, now I want her.
It could also be like a reality check as regards to people around him getting into relationships and getting into serious relationships and stuff, where he feels like he's being let like step back a little bit. And the one person that he thought he had a connection with, obviously he was friend zoned out with at the time and didn't think, like he says, low-key liked us. That to me makes it feel like he's never shown any interest up until now.
Yeah, when she's unavailable. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's like when someone takes something of yours and you're like, hang on a minute.
yeah. And I don't think it's going to be in anyone's interest for you. I would love to turn around and say, go with love, man, and just run into the chapel and scream it and shit like that. But
yeah, like the films do.
When it comes to reality, I think if that bridge would have been crossed, I think it would have been crossed by now. Especially if you've known him for a long time.
If she'd shown any interest, and like because I think as well, it puts a lot of pressure on a relationship that hasn't even gone anywhere. Like if you say, for argument's sake, you went to her and was like, oh, blah blah blah, I love you, I've loved you for a long time. She's like, oh, I thought you'd never ask. Oh yes, I'm going to break it up and we can be together. You have now broken up a potential marriage, and if you down the line decide that actually it was a bad idea, you've ruined something that she could have had.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's so much pressure to put on a relationship that now has to work. For me, that would just crush me. I would be like, I can't handle this. Any
that is
argument...
a good point, to be fair. Like, you're starting off not just like feeling things out, you're starting off like all guns blazing.
Yeah. And any argument, she'll be like, well, I gave up marriage for you.
Oh, mate. Oh.
You haven't hung the washing out. I gave up a marriage for you. If you left your shoes on the floor again, my previous husband wouldn't have done this. Yeah,
fucking Jeffrey didn't do that. Jeffrey didn't leave his washing up on the fucking landing.
I got flowers every other day from him. Where are my flowers? What's going on here? You said you
Oh,
loved me.
mate, that would start off. That I would be full of anxiety for the rest of my fucking life. Do you know
It takes one blowout for you to go, we'll go fucking back to him then. And then she's gone.
I love how our minds
so,
go there because we're so self-deprecating. Our
Yeah.
minds go straight there for that. Just like, how is she going to leave you in the future?
I feel so bad because obviously this guy's like, I'm in love, but
I think
there's
think you're right. I think he feels in love because someone that I'm not gonna. What was the situation with that Charlotte and Gary on? Like, what's that thing called? Geordie Shore.
all right.
Is it Sophie? Charlotte and Gary. Like, there was always like an on-off thing with them all the time, and they always felt as though one of them would be there all the time for the other one.
Yeah.
And like they would have their flings and do whatever throughout the years, but they would always eventually sleep with each other again or do something again in that way. And I think if you've got someone in your life that you hold to that regard where you think they will always be there, and then that gets taken away from you, I think that is what's brought on this huge impulse of feelings. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know whether I think you're right, Dan. I think that they've literally reacted to the situation. If she wasn't getting married to this guy, would he be feeling this way? That's what he needs to ask himself.
Would he want to express it? That's I mean, like low key is a very like I don't know. It's a very strange way of saying it. Yeah, it's not like he said, you know, I've always been infatuated with her, or like she's always been on my mind, or it's like low key is a very sort of like, oh, every now and again I felt like we could be together. I was like, well, is that a reason to break up someone's marriage?
Exactly. When she's happy as she is now.
Yeah.
Would you not rather her be happier rather than putting this like spanner in the works?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. For me, there's that thing, right? People are like, oh, make a list of the pros and cons. And I think because ultimately you know better out of anyone what's going to happen, right? Like, what's the positives of you telling her and what's the negatives? Because there's going to be a lot of negatives. Like, if you break a marriage, you've upset a lot of people, and probably including her friends, because they know you as well. So it's like I said, the films make all this out like love always conquers, and like but love's always right. Like, if you break up a marriage for love, then you're going to last forever. But that's not life. That's not the way it works at all.
No, and that's if it goes that way. If anything, you could just ruin his friendship with her
and hers. Could you imagine, like, if he was like, say he's like, it's like a week until her wedding, she's stressed out of her arseholes, and you go up to her and you're like, I just want to say to you that I've always loved you, and you know, I would love if you didn't marry this guy, and me and you gave it a go. And she just turns around and she goes, are you really going to come to me a week before my wedding and tell me that you fucking love me? You think I haven't got enough on my fucking plate? And you come to me with this shit? Are you fucking serious? And then that's it, you're done. Never see her again.
That would be something I would do. So I'm literally talking against myself, but yeah,
that's how the speech would go, and you feel so low and so like a piece of shit that you couldn't look her in the face anymore. But like if you had said, if the email had read, my friend's getting married and she keeps saying how much she likes me and we both like each other, and you know, we wish things were different and blah 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 blah, then of course I would say go and stop the marriage. But if there's no hint or there's no previous hints or anything like that she's interested in you or in any way, then it's not worth it. I would let her be happy with the person she's going to marry, unless obviously he's abusive, which I can't imagine he is.
Not if she's well, you'd hope not. If she's planning on marrying him,
like, yeah, if he's a piece of shit, then you know, go for it. But
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if he is a piece of shit, go for it.
Yeah, but I can't imagine he is. I yeah, do pros and cons. Your mates. This is the time when like you must have like one mate that's close that knows both of you and stuff like that, and can see from an outside perspective how you two are with each other.
Yeah.
Because if I had something problem, I would go to Jamie and I'd be like, oh, I really like this person, and Jay would be like, well, oh yeah, when we go out, you two are always together, and you're always joking and laughing, and I can see there's something there
You see
that
like
gives
an
you that.
outside perspective to it.
Yeah, you could see
Yeah.
that there's that connection, and I'd be like, oh, thanks, man. I wasn't able to see it that way, and we're just so comfortable together. I can't see it, and James like, oh well, I'm telling you, having a conversation with myself here, and then that's a different story, right? That's someone telling you that you two should be together. But if you're just in your head, it could be anything. You know what I mean, you're seeing what you want to see.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
but hopefully you don't get hurt. I mean, we've tried to be as honest as always as we can. Sometimes it's not what you want to hear, but I mean, I would this whatever I said to you, I would say to Jay. I mean, just think of it that way. And so I hope, and same for Jay to me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's advice you would give to a friend.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty much what we try to do on this pod.
Yeah, honesty is the easiest way, man.